Hi, so it's me again. I made a video, I think, like last week, like a video diary of like me experiencing COVID. By the way, I'm wearing my retainer, so that's why I might be talking a little weird, but I figured it would kind of be interesting to make a video like this almost like every week or every so often just to see if I get better and to just document it because it would probably be interesting and maybe other people who are going through the same thing can relate to it, because it definitely feels isolating when everyone around you is basically back to normal, because a lot of people aren't even wearing masks when they go places, and I'm still getting sick from COVID. So it would be nice to know if anyone else is experiencing this who's also like around my age. So I wrote some things to talk about that have been on my mind for a while. The first thing I wanted to talk about was something that would help people if they're also in the same position as I am, because I'm dizzy a lot of times. And there's these things that are helping me. They're called Seabands, and they help with like dizziness or nausea. And I've been wearing them all the time, and they do tend to help my dizziness. They don't make it completely go away, but they definitely make it better. And they're on Amazon for like $8. So if you're experiencing dizziness or nausea, I would give them a try because it's $8. So I think that would be worth it to potentially like help your symptoms. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. Another thing that I wanted to mention is some weird COVID symptoms that no one talks about but are really strange. First thing, I still don't have my taste or smell back, so I can't taste any food. I've been wanting to actually film a video of like someone giving me food and me being blindfolded and trying to guess the food that I'm tasting, because I literally can't taste it. So I would have to go by like the texture. So I thought that'd be interesting, but I still don't have my taste back. But one thing that I do taste in my mouth is like burnt. I taste like burnt or rubber. Sometimes the taste just comes randomly when I just taste a strong, terrible taste in my mouth, and I try to like eat to make this taste go away, but it doesn't. And that's the only way I can describe it. Like it's burnt, but it doesn't taste like burnt food. It just tastes like maybe like a smoky feeling, but it's like a taste that you never want to taste in your mouth. Like it's a taste that just is unnatural, and when I taste it, I'm kind of like concerned, to say the least. Another symptom that I've been feeling, and so has my mother, is like floating legs. And that's kind of like a combination of our legs feeling numb, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. My legs literally feel like they're floating because I can't feel them that much. So I have to sleep with like a heavy blanket on my legs. Otherwise I can't fall asleep, because it's so disorienting when your legs feel like they're floating and you know they're not. It's so weird. And I tell this symptom to people and they kind of just stare at me like, what are you talking about? But it's real, and I'm interested to see if anyone else has been experiencing this, where like your legs feel numb when you're trying to go to sleep and they feel like they're floating, which I am not like possessed, if that's your next follow-up question. And one other thing I wrote down is nerve pain, which is terrible. And before COVID, I would have like sometimes back pain or neck pain still from my concussion that I had like 6 years ago. I still have pain from that. But this nerve pain is like, it's different than muscle pain. So it's more intense, especially when you have it on top of already muscle pain. But I know this is kind of common with people with COVID, but it tends to go away once people like heal from COVID. But because like I'm dealing with long COVID, I don't know when it's gonna go away. I hope it does eventually. Another thing that I've been trying to come to terms with is, for a while, I think I was trying to tell myself like, if I keep going and stuff, like the symptoms will get better, or maybe it's because I'm not eating right or something like that that's making my symptoms bad. But I think I've just come to terms with that it's reasonable to think that my symptoms are from long COVID, because COVID killed so many people. So it's realistic to think that these symptoms aren't my fault in any way. They're from the virus, and I should just accept that. and keep going and not give up on getting better, but just know that it's not my fault in any way that I have these symptoms. It's not because I wasn't exercising or because I wasn't eating right. It's literally because of the virus. And I'm trying to accept that. And it's kind of hard, but I'm trying to get there. Another thing, I saved this for last because it could be TMI for some people, but it's literally natural, so it shouldn't be TMI. I'm trying to like work towards breaking that stigma because it pisses me off how it's TMI. But my periods have been so terrible since having COVID, and I don't know if that's because of the stress that COVID caused in my life, because I know stress can make periods more painful and heavier. But like my periods have been terrible where I've had to literally take off from working the first 2 days of my period, and if they fall on the weekend those 2 days, then I literally just lay down and I can't move, otherwise it gets worse, my pain. I don't know if this is something other people have been dealing with. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I know that periods get worse when you're in more stress, so maybe it has nothing to do with COVID at all, and it's just because of the stress I've experienced. But hopefully that gets better over time, because that would be terrible to have that long term, because there's literally, it's so much pain that I just can't do anything because my brain fog gets so bad and I get so exhausted, like even more exhausted than normally from COVID. Like I get even more exhausted on top of the already dizziness and being tired because of long COVID. I get it worse, so I hope that goes away. So that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I wrote down the points this time because I didn't want to ramble, and I wanted to make sure that I am honest, so this is kind of helpful for me to look back in the future if anyone wants confirmation that what they're feeling is valid. Because I know when I was dealing with my concussion, doctors were very mean to me, and they made me feel like I was not feeling pain. Like they tried to almost tell me like I was lying, and it took me a while to just have I mean, I still am working on it because they were so rude to me and tried to make me feel like my feelings were invalid, even though I was in severe pain, because they couldn't see it by looking at me because I don't have like a broken arm or something. They didn't take me seriously. So if you're looking for like validation that your symptoms are real and that there are other people also experiencing that, then I'm here to tell you that your feelings are valid, and you shouldn't let anyone tell you that your feelings are not true or not worth talking about, because that's not true. And especially doctors, if they don't believe you, then they're not doing their job, and they're not very good doctors, because people should not just dismiss your opinion because they are not dealing with the same pain that you are. That's not right at all. So I don't want to ramble on how long. Oh my god, it's already 8 minutes, and I'm not going to edit this at all because I want this to be like a video diary again. Okay, so I guess if you're watching this, oh my god, I feel like I just had like a flashback, there's my retainer, to the movie 8th Grade, which also in the other video talked about Bo Burnham, but I feel like I'm talking like the actress in that movie when she was giving her like little video to like YouTube, and she was talking about her advice and stuff. I had like a flashback of that when I was talking. But anyway, if there's anything you want me to talk about in the next video, any questions you have, whether you've had COVID or you haven't and you want to like learn more about it so you can educate people and prevent the spread of misinformation, that's why I'm trying to do these videos, to like, even if 10 people watch it, just to show the reality of COVID. And it's not like the flu, and it's not like the cold. It's different, and it has severe side effects. So it should be treated like seriously. And yeah, if you have anything you want me to talk about, any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them. Gucci!